Ramsey said back in June that he won't be getting a contract extension from the Jaguars. Well, that will probably explain his grand entrance to camp today. Just sit back, listen, enjoy this.
Y'all know what time it is. This man covers so good, he finna have his own cell phone service. The man's so good, they finna give him his own jail called Jalen County, because these receivers are on 24-hour lockdown. If you check his pockets, he got 8 master locks in his pockets. They are on lockdown all season. The man, the myth, Jalen Ramsey.
Y'all know what it is.
Work, man. Yeah, that's him.
Y'all know what it is.
It's time to get this money.
Oh, what an entrance. And this morning, Jalen tweeted, strictly for your entertainment, you're welcome. Shannon, how do you think Tom Coughlin will react to that?
Skip, you know Tom Coughlin's a no-nonsense type of guy. Tom Coughlin says if you're 5 minutes early, you're late. He's a military, regimented, you show up in your pickup truck or whatever car you drive and be ready to go to work. He's not amused by this. But they got bigger fish to fry because they still have Jalen Ramsey under contract for this year and another year. They better worry about Ngakoue because he's holding out. And remember, they traded Dante Fowler last year to the Rams, and he's one of the better pass rushers. They cut Malik Jackson, so they better make sure, because Calais can't do it all by himself. Calais Campbell, the big D tackle. So they got bigger fish to fry than what Jalen Ramsey showed today. But I have no problem with this. I think, like he said, it was for your entertainment. I just hate that it was in Jacksonville and no one got an opportunity to witness that.
I believe Tom Coughlin will find zero humor in this.
Zero.
And I do believe that Jalen Ramsey, as Jenny just pointed out, he just tweeted what he tweeted because he knew he needed to soften the blow a little bit. Like, whoops, I might have gone a little too far, so strictly for your entertainment, you're welcome. Tom's not saying you're welcome back, right?
No.
And I just want to point out, even though, again, this is a collective bargaining issue, but Jalen's still stuck on that rookie contract, and he's only supposed to make $3.6 million this year. It's $13.7 next year, but he has the 2 more years before he can hit free agency.
Right.
2 years, yeah.
So what happened? He made 2 Pro Bowls in
First team All-Pro
in 2017.
Yeah.
He was first team All-Pro. But what happened to his team last year? It went from the 4th quarter of the AFC Championship game in New England when it led 20-10. Obviously lost that game. But it went all the way from there to 5-11 last year. And I know you're down on Pro Football Focus rankings now, but last year, Pro Football Focus ranked Jalen the 40th best cornerback. Obviously, he's not, but that was just in his production last year. He had, by his standards, an off year. So this will fall on deaf ears upstairs that he's saying, I got a Brinks truck, I'm going to back it up, and you got to pay me my money.
Right.
Well, what I think they're going to pay him is, I believe, and I've said this now for a couple of months, I think that Tom Coughlin will soon look to trade Jalen Ramsey because I think he's close to that production tolerance issue where he's becoming more trouble than he's worth. Because remember how last year started? It was a GQ piece, just like Odell's.
He ethered every quarterback.
Every quarterback. He took them all on. And it probably wasn't the smartest thing he's ever done. Right. I know he gets full of himself, and it's like entertainment value.
Well, the biggest part was he hyped up his own quarterback, who was the worst of the quarterbacks that he ethered.
That was bad. He took shots at everyone.
Everyone. It's hard to undo that, except Tom. Yeah. And he's becoming the Odell of cornerbacks, right? So Tom Coughlin, having dealt with Odell and tried to look the other way with Odell when he probably should have pulled him from the Carolina game.
Correct.
Remember that?
Yep.
I just think it's to the point where he's going to say, I'm going to auction him off to the highest bidder, just the way the Giants auctioned off Odell. And if he can get a first-rounder in return,
you definitely get a first-rounder.
You could definitely get because he was the 5th overall pick.
Right.
But if you could get a first and a second-rounder or first and a third, you're going to do that because you're going to let the other team figure out how to pay Jalen Ramsey.
Well, you better get these guys because they're loading up. They're paying these top receivers, the DeAndre Hopkins, the Julios, the ABs. You better get somebody to cover them. And he's a guy that will step up to the challenging. Yeah, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, but he has a very short memory. And to play on that island, you must have your short memory, Skip, because those guys are really good out there. Yeah, Coach Coughlin, knowing the little bit I know about him, he's strictly business. He coached me 1 year at the Pro Bowl. I'm like, dude, I'm not on your team. I'm not going to adhere to all these rules. Do this and do that. Man, out of here with that foolishness.
Just in that experience.
Yeah, I'm good.
Really?
I
Wow.
think Jalen Ramsey just entertained his way right out of Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And maybe that's good for him.
that was the
I
point.
might have Ha to come introduce me like that.
Really?
Yeah, on
You
Ha
don't
break.
need that.
Yeah.
Really?
Every
So
morning.
I might not even be sitting in the chair tomorrow.
Really? Well, did you hear what Ha said at the very end? He said, the man, the myth.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
maybe he's a myth, right? Or does that apply to
the
you?
greatest debate of all time.
Really?
500 and
Any
0.
introduction.
Really?
Yeah.
You're talking about, you're introducing me